What's up, Taiwan? I'm Philip Brossard with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. As Taiwan and China grapple with a maritime tussle after the death of two Chinese fishers, the deputy chair of Taiwan's main opposition, Kuomintang, met with China's top Taiwan affairs official. Leslie Liao reports from Taipei.
Amid rising tensions between Taiwan and China, the opposition Kuomintang's deputy party chair, Andrew Hsia, is visiting China. Now, his trip comes shortly after a Taiwanese Coast Guard boat collided with a Chinese fishing vessel, leaving two Chinese fishers dead. His trip is the first time a Taiwanese official is visiting China since the incident. Before he set out on his trip, the KMT said that Hsia had no plans of meeting with any Chinese officials. But that changed as he met with the head of China's Taiwan Affairs Office, Song Tao, on Thursday. Taiwan's relationship with China is fraught. China sees Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory, a claim that the ruling Democratic Progressive Party flat out rejects. And because of these opposing views, China refuses to hold exchanges with Taiwan. But the KMT's position is closer to that of Beijing. It believes in one China. And because of that, China's ruling Communist Party is happy to have talks with the KMT. Now, in his meeting with Hsia, Song blamed the DPP for the death of the two Chinese fishers.
民进党当局粗暴对待大陆渔民，致两位大陆渔民遇难。
Hsia said that the lack of official communication between Taiwan and China is dangerous and that the KMT will use its majority in the legislature to keep the DPP in check and make sure Taiwan handles the incident properly.
我们会敦促、监督民进党政府，一定要能够妥善地处理这件事情。
This isn't the first time Hsia is leading a delegation to China. But against a backdrop of this Coast Guard incident, it's a rare moment of communication between Taiwan and China during a tense time. John Su and Leslie Liao in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's military says a Chinese satellite launched late on Thursday poses no threat to the country. The rocket carrying the high-orbit internet satellite passed over the Western Pacific and breached Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. The area is not part of Taiwan's territory, but is used by the military as a defensive buffer zone. Taiwan's military says that it monitored the launch and will respond if needed. Two Taiwanese military officers have been jailed for fabricating intelligence to claim bonuses. The pair had claimed rewards totaling more than $300,000 by providing intel from a made-up Chinese intelligence officer since 2018. They were sentenced to 7 and 6 years in prison on charges of corruption, forgery, and money laundering. The court says the reward money has been returned. Traffic accidents in Taiwan have only gotten worse in the past year, and the Transport Ministry and citizen groups are scrambling to improve road safety. Tiffany Wong reports.
Buses, cars, scooters, bikes. There's no shortage of hazards on the roads in Taiwan, and that makes it a dangerous place for drivers and pedestrians. According to new government figures, traffic accidents increased nearly 7% in 2023 from the previous year to exceed 400,000, causing injury and death to over 540,000 people, an 8% increase from the previous year. The Transport Ministry says it has a new plan for road safety this year and hopes to reduce the number of fatalities by 5% and pedestrian deaths by 7%. The ministry is trying to improve road safety by implementing clear signage for vehicles around pedestrian areas and stricter licensing requirements for scooter drivers, which were involved in the majority of traffic accidents last year. Those who took the new road hazard awareness tests say they have become better drivers.
如果没有这个测验的话，其实我以前是不知道，但是有这个测验的话，我就可能就可以多了解这些情况，所以我觉得它还是有帮助。
你做过之后，你要有那个意识到。
But some people say the government needs to do more to protect pedestrians.
我们看到全年度的交通死亡人数依然是突破了3000人，并没有明显的下降。我们感到非常的遗憾以及不舍。即使如此，交通部却也不愿意与我们民间来沟通讨论。 来制定新的交通政策。
With over 2% of Taiwan's population injured on the roads last year, the country's dangerous traffic is a problem authorities can't ignore. But making the roads safer won't happen overnight, and for some, changes may come too late. Scott Huang and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
A man who drove a pickup truck into a police station in Keelung has been killed. A police officer at the front desk was killed in the ramming and another was injured. The suspect fled the scene on foot and ran onto nearby train tracks where he was killed by an oncoming train. Police are investigating the motive of the attack but do not believe it was an act of revenge against the police force. At least 104 Palestinians have been killed while scrambling for humanitarian aid near Gaza City. Israel blamed the deaths on a crowd stampede and aid trucks running into people, but Gaza's health authorities rejected those claims, saying Israeli forces opened fire on the crowd. More than 280 people were wounded in the incident. Palestinians in Gaza are confirming the health ministry's account.
واحنا متوجهين على دوار النابلسي بقى كل اهالي شمال قطاع غزه متوجهين الى شمال على دوار النابلسي الكل بقى متوجه هنا تفاجأنا انه الساعه 4 الا 5 دقائق الدبابات الاسرائيليه تطلق النار على الناس بشكل عشوائي وبشكل مباشر بعدها ما لقينا الا الشهداء والمصابين والجرحى مرمين في الارض.
At least 43 people have been killed after a shopping mall went up in flames in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka. Rosie Greninger reports.
Grief and chaos in the Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka, after a massive blaze swept through a shopping mall. The fire erupted from a restaurant at around 10 p.m. local time and spread through all 6 levels of the building. People tried to escape, but 43 were killed and at least 75 injured.
আর সামনের এই গ্লাস ভেঙে আগুন ভিতরে ধোয়া যখন এসে তখন তো আর দাঁড়ানোর মতো পসিবল হয়নি দেন আমাদের একটা কেশিয়ার একটা সার্ভিসম্যান একটু আগে শুনলাম মারা গেছে আমাদের ওই কেশিয়ারটা দেন সবাইরে একদম ফ্লোরে যারা ছিল সবাইরে মাস্ক দিয়েছে তারপরে যখন বেশি পরিমাণটা যখন বেশি হয়ে গেছে আর মনে করেন পরিস্থিতি ভালো না তখন ধোয়াটা বেশি দেওয়া হয়েছে আগুনের তাপমাত্রা বেশি ঢুকাচ্ছে তখন যে যার মতো পারছে উপরে নিচে দেন আমিও কিচেনের ভিতর দিয়ে আমার স্টেট রুমের গ্রিল ভেঙে আমি 2 তলা থেকে এক তলা যে লাফ দিয়ে আমি নিজেরে সেভ করছি.
13 units of firefighters rushed to battle the blaze, rescuing people from the roof and windows of the charred building with a crane. The fire was put out after 2 hours of frantic efforts.
ফায়ার ব্রিগেডের কর্মকর্তা এবং তাদের উদ্ধারকর্মীরা কাজ করেছে আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষাকারী বাহিনী সকলেই এখানে কাজ করেছে এবং যেভাবে উদ্ধার হয়েছে আগুন নিয়ন্ত্রণে আসলেও মানুষের কিন্তু ক্ষতি হয়েছে এখন পর্যন্ত পুরোপুরি জানা যায়নি তবে আস্তে ধীরে জানা যাবে.
Crowds of relatives have gathered outside the Dhaka Medical College Hospital, waiting for the news of 22 survivors transported here in a critical condition from serious burns. It's not yet known what caused the fire, and the government has formed a 5-member committee to conduct an investigation. But for these grieving families, no explanations will make up for what they've lost. Andy Sher and Rosie Greninger for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has been rated as the second freest country in Asia amid declining global freedoms. Freedom House has released its annual Global Freedom Report, scoring 201 countries on political rights and civil liberties. In Asia, Taiwan was behind only Japan, with 94 points out of 100. 52 countries saw their scores decrease this year, while only 21 countries improved. The report cited election rigging and authoritarian aggressions for falling global freedoms. Taiwan's cabinet is working to make it easier for some foreign nationals to become naturalized citizens. It has submitted amendments to the Nationality Act as part of the country's efforts to bring in more foreign talent. The changes would lower residency requirements for foreign professionals in Taiwan from 3 years to 2. The changes would also allow organizations to apply for naturalization on behalf of unadopted children in their care. Currently, stateless children need to be adopted by a Taiwanese national in order to apply. The amendments still require legislative approval. Grabbing science by the ball, a team of researchers at a university in Taiwan have developed prosthetic skin that could have wide-reaching applications in medicine and robotics. Rhys Ayers touches base with this report.
Virtual reality you can really feel. This unassuming rubbery patch is the latest in prosthetic skin technology from researchers at Taiwan's National Zhengxing University. The tactile black panel expands and contracts on touch, while a new shielding feature takes this technology to the next level.
我是做滑动的动作的话，这个我手过去的时候，经过这个线路，那它也会造成不必要的讯号产生。那如果没有做屏蔽这个功能的话，它会有互相干扰的问题。
By attaching this skin to prosthetic limbs and active nerves, researchers say the technology has the potential to allow people with amputated limbs to experience real touch, and could have applications in robotics and human-to-machine interfaces. All that without needing a power source.
第一个是它不需要电池，所以它可以借由触摸的时候呢产生电力。那我们未来可能可以跟这个神经做一个结合，让这个义肢皮肤重获这个触觉的能力，而且是在不需要电池的状况下面实现。
The team's technology has been published in Nature Communications, an internationally peer-reviewed journal, where it stands alongside other research that seeks to improve the human experience. Eason Chen and Rhys Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
Marking World Seagrass Day on March 1st, Taiwan's Agriculture Ministry says 30% of the world's seagrass has disappeared over the past century. But as Irene Lin reports, they're finding ways to save it.
Luscious meadows under the sea, a beautiful scene that's now become a rarity, as 30% of the world's seagrass has died out. For the past decade, Taiwan's Agriculture Ministry has been trying to find ways to save the seagrass around the Penghu Islands, painstakingly transplanting seagrass on the seafloor. It's a project that's now seeing results.
几乎在这12年间，它的面积扩增了50倍。那所以在操作的难度上，生物的本身跟环境条件如果适宜，那其实它是有机会来做这样的一个面积增长的。
It's small in size, but seagrass is essential to balancing the world's ecosystems. It stores up to 18% of the ocean's carbon dioxide, helping maintain stable fishery resources and purifying the seawater. Ocean researchers say keeping seagrass healthy is crucial for the environment.
Without that, our entire planet is in severe trouble. Beyond that, pollution is also very important, so protecting our shorelines from pollution. Overfishing can also have very negative impacts on kelp forests.
And in Penghu, replanting the seagrass requires specific conditions, such as seawater levels and water quality. But researchers say pollution is making it difficult.
生活废污水的排放，如果越来越严重的话，就会造成某些排放的局部的区域。 它的水质可能会变优氧化或不适合海草床的生长。
The world's seagrass is dwindling fast, but Taiwan's researchers have found that it's still not too late to help the ocean's meadows regrow. Lucy Lin and Irene Lin for TaiwanPlus.
Baseball superstar Shohei Otani has gotten married. The two-way sensation made the announcement on Instagram. Ohtani did not disclose his spouse's identity, only saying that it was a woman from his native country, Japan. He has asked people to respect his privacy and not contact his family during this time. Last year, Ohtani signed a 10-year, $700 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, the biggest sports deal in history.
それは全くなかったですね。彼女自身も僕の意見を尊重してくれてますし、そこはここまで野球とは別のことなので、どこに行っても来るっていう感じだったので、そこは全くもう関係なく自分がどこで野球をしたいかというところが一番のところだったかなと思います。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Brossard. Take care, and we'll see you next time.